So Uber pledges to shift to 100% electric vehicles by 2030, right? Okay, that's 9 or 10 years away. So it's still pretty far off. Your current vehicle is not going to last for another 10 years doing rideshare. So at some point, you'll have to make the switch if you want to drive for the next 10, 15 years. Now, the company won't pay drivers to make the switch, but rather make driving an EV, electric vehicle, more lucrative by adding an extra fee, right? And we already see that the green option, which they have in Europe, is now in the United States, right? So they're moving in this direction, and several car companies, auto manufacturers, like BMW, like General Motors, are getting ready for this, right? So the question is whether you support this and can go in this direction, or if you don't want them to dictate to you what you need to do, because after all, this is your office and your business and you driving for them. Now, Uber announced Tuesday that 100% of rides will take place in electric vehicles by 2030 in the United States, Canada, and Europe, and by 2040 for the rest of the world. But rather than pay drivers directly to trade their gas-burning vehicles for electric ones, the company will impose an extra fee on trips completed in an electric vehicle to incentivize drivers to make the switch. That's how they want to get you in to the mix, right? So starting today, Uber is launching its Uber Green Surcharge in 15 cities in the United States and Canada. And if you want to look what it looks like here in the US, this is what the screen looks like today, right? Uber Green. So that's in 15 cities. You now have the option, if you have an electric vehicle, to incorporate and take trips on green. So starting today, Uber is launching its Uber Green Surcharge in 15 cities in the United States and Canada. For $1 extra, riders can specifically request a hybrid or electric vehicle. Very important. So not just electric, but also hybrid vehicles are included. Drivers who use hybrid or electric vehicles to pick up passengers will get an extra 50 cents per ride. Good incentive, right? Good incentive to drop your gas prices, maybe make the switch at some point. Good incentive for those out there who already have a hybrid. So you'll get an extra 50 cents per ride, while drivers using specifically battery electric vehicles get another $1 on top of that, for a total of $1.50 extra per ride. So I know my friend Dan, who has an electric vehicle, will love this news, and I hope it comes to his city pretty soon. That means trips in hybrid or electric vehicles are about to become slightly more expensive for Uber customers, which Uber sees as a necessary cost to help speed the transition to zero emissions fleet. Uber will also spend $800 million of its own money to help hundreds of thousands of drivers in the United States, Canada, and Europe transition to battery EVs by 2025, willing to pay $800 million. Still, Uber thinks that by using more carrot than stick, it can get better results. For example, drivers won't be required to drive electric or hybrid vehicles to make money on Uber's app, even by the target date of 2030. The company believes the shift to zero emissions will be enormous, and that more good will come from incentivizing drivers rather than punishing them. The news comes as talk of requiring ride-hailing companies to use more electric vehicles is gaining traction among many big US cities. It's also at a time when the view that ride-sharing services are more environmentally friendly than other modes of transportation has been contradicted by a growing body of evidence. Research suggests that average ride-hailing trip creates about 50% more pollution than the average traditional car trip. Even worse, studies show that over half of all ride-hailing trips in major cities are made by people who would have otherwise used cleaner means of transit to get to their destination. Getting the millions of people who drive for Uber to switch to electric vehicles will arguably be the hardest part of the company's plan. By the way, at this time, I do want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Cover, Kover. You get a free month if you join up under my link. It is the best gig protection plan in the market, and that's literally for all companies. You can see them over here. A lot of benefits built in. You have your income guarantee in case your car's in the shop, in case you're in hospital. You can get an advance on sick leave. You have 24/7 health access. You have tax benefits. You have a legal company representing you if you get deactivated. You have bookkeeping services that completely literally pay for this protection plan. So it's absolutely awesome. Check it out at the bottom. Now, some of the cars that are now already immediately jumping on this public relations wise, BMW, General Motors, say to Uber drivers, would you like a Bolt? Here's a deal for you. So they're throwing the deals right on the heels of this announcement, right? The drivers will get employee pricing on the Bolt and 20% off on Bolt charging accessories, right? So I'm going to put this link in here for you if you are thinking going the EV route. But back to the article, Uber says it intends to partner with a variety of stakeholders, including automakers, car rental operators, electric vehicle charging companies, and others, in what is likely to be a massive effort to achieve its ambitious goal of a fully zero emissions platform by 2040. So I won't go through the entire article. I will leave you the link to the offers by the company as well as the story. Pretty interesting. You may, before this, you may have already made a step in this direction. You may be completely anti this. I would really love your feedback on this. Thank you.